You probably think Elon Musk founded Tesla and built the world's most valuable car company from nothing. But what if I told you the company actually started 2 years earlier with two engineers who had almost no money and a wild dream? What if the real story involves secret power struggles, multiple near bankruptcies, a government loan, and original founders who were pushed out before the company ever made serious money? Today, we're telling the full, unfiltered history of Tesla with the dates, drama, and answers to every wait, why is that question you've ever had. It starts on July 1st, 2003. Two engineers, Martin Eberhard and Marc Tarpenning, officially incorporate Tesla Motors in California. They named the company after Nikola Tesla because they wanted to build the future of transportation. Why start a car company when neither of them had ever built a car before? They were furious that General Motors had killed the EV1 electric car program, and in 2003 crushed most of the vehicles to avoid liability. They believed electric cars could be fast, fun, and desirable, not slow, ugly golf carts. They bootstrapped everything at the beginning. Their big idea was simple but bold. Take an existing Lotus Elise sports car chassis and turn it into a fully electric rocket with 295 foot-pounds of torque available at 0 RPM. In early 2004, Elon Musk, who had just sold his stake in PayPal, personally led Tesla's Series A funding round. He invested about $6.5 million of his own money out of the $7.5 million round, becoming the largest shareholder and chairman of the board. While a small amount came from other early investors, Elon was the dominant backer who made the round happen. He did not buy the company outright, he invested in it, and the original founders remained in charge for several more years. So, what was Tesla's actual product before Elon got deeply involved? Tesla had early prototypes, but the first real production car, the Tesla Roadster, did not start customer deliveries until July 2008, after co founders Eberhard and Tarpenning departed Tesla. That's 5 years after the company was founded. Why start with a $100,000 plus two-seat sports car instead of something more affordable and larger? Because they needed to prove that electric cars could be exciting and high performance. A cheap, slow EV would have failed in the market. The Roadster delivered 244 miles of range and could hit 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. It worked. Production was complicated. Lotus built the rolling chassis in Hethel, United Kingdom, using shared components with the Lotus Elise. Final assembly of the battery, motor, and powertrain happened at a small Tesla facility in Menlo Park, California, an old Chevrolet dealership that they had converted for that purpose. About 2,500 Roadsters were eventually built between 2008 and 2012. But getting there involved major delays, quality issues, and huge cost overruns that nearly killed the company. By late 2007, serious tensions had developed inside Tesla. Elon Musk, as chairman, pushed for much faster and more aggressive development and spending. Martin Eberhard, the original CEO, was removed from his role. He later described it as being, quote, voted off the island, end quote. He left the company in 2008. Marc Tarpenning, the co founder deeply involved in engineering, also departed in 2008. Why did both original founders leave before Tesla ever launched its car? There were major disagreements over spending pace, production priorities, and control during a brutal financial period. The 2008 financial crisis had crushed investor confidence, and Tesla was burning cash rapidly. In 2009, Eberhard sued Elon and Tesla, accusing them of mismanagement and trying to rewrite history around who founded the company. The case was settled out of court. The exact financial terms were never publicly disclosed. As part of the settlement, 5 people were permitted to call themselves co-founders of Tesla: Eberhard, Tarpenning, Ian Wright, J.B. Straubel, and Elon Musk. Tesla came within weeks of bankruptcy multiple times in those early years. Why did they need a government loan? Private capital had dried up after the 2008 financial crisis. In January 2010, U.S. Department of Energy approved a $465 million low-interest loan to help Tesla build the Model S and prepare production facilities. The loan came with strict milestones. Tesla used it to survive and launch the Model S, which began customer deliveries in June 2012. Then, in May 2013, Tesla repaid the entire loan 9 years early with interest. They did this by raising capital through a large public stock and convertible debt offering. The early repayment was both practical, they now had cash, and a powerful public relations move at a time when government support for automakers was politically controversial, especially after General Motors and Chrysler bailouts. Tesla became the only major U.S. car company to fully repay such a loan ahead of schedule. The Model S was a real breakthrough. It proved Tesla could build a beautiful, fast, luxurious electric sedan with over-the-air updates. It won awards, and it changed the conversation about electric vehicles. But the real explosion came with the Model 3. In 2016 and 2017, Tesla took hundreds of thousands of reservations for a more affordable car. Elon promised massive production numbers. The reality was brutal. In July 2017, Musk himself called the Model 3 ramp-up, quote, production hell, end quote. They missed targets badly. Cash was disappearing fast. Quality issues mounted. In 2018, Tesla was once again on the brink. How did they survive? The team worked extreme hours, raised emergency capital, and eventually fixed the manufacturing line. By late 2018 and into 2019, Model 3 production finally scaled. It became the best-selling electric car in the world for several years running. Once Tesla proved it could build cars at real scale, the stock price went parabolic. From 2019 into early 2021, Tesla's stock exploded. Over 700% in 2020 alone at one point, split adjusted. The company briefly became the most valuable automaker on the planet. This created thousands of Teslanaires, employees who held stock options, or RSUs, and saw their equity turn into life-changing wealth. The boom reflected both genuine execution on production and a powerful brand riding the global wave of electric vehicle adoption. Tesla's full self-driving software is one of the most closely watched parts of the company's story. According to Tesla's official safety data, vehicles with FSD supervised engaged go approximately 5.3 million miles between major collisions. By comparison, the U.S. national average is roughly 660,000 miles between major collisions. That works out to roughly 0.19 crashes per million miles with FSD engaged versus about 1.52 crashes per million miles for the average US driver. Teslas with FSD are nearly a factor 10 safer. Tesla also states that even their vehicles driven without FSD are roughly 2 times safer than the national average, thanks to standard active safety features. Critics and independent analysts have questioned parts of Tesla's methodology, and NHTSA, the National Highway Transportation Safety Agency, continues to investigate certain FSD incidents. As of 2026, full self driving is still a supervised system, requiring the driver to remain attentive at all times. Looking ahead, Tesla's biggest bets are no longer just about selling cars. The company has already begun operating limited robo-taxi service in parts of Austin, Dallas, and Houston, with some unsupervised rides underway today. Production of the purpose-built Cybercab, the dedicated robotaxi with no steering wheel or pedals, is ramping up in 2026. At the same time, Tesla's Optimus humanoid robot program has advanced from early prototypes to factory testing. The long-term goal is to eventually sell affordable humanoid robots for factory work and home use. Whether these bets succeed at massive scale remains to be seen. From two engineers with a whiteboard in 2003 through near-death experiences, a government loan repaid early, brutal production battles, and a stock that created thousands of millionaires, Tesla's story is one of the wildest in modern business. The original founders conceived the idea and helped deliver the Roadster that proved electric cars could be exciting. But the company faced major execution and cash challenges in those early years. The biggest commercial breakthroughs, the Model S success, early loan repayment, massive Model 3 scaling, all came after Elon Musk took operational control as CEO in 2008. What do you think? Will Tesla's robotaxi and robot bets define the next chapter? Or will new challenges appear? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into real history, hit like, subscribe for more stories like this. Thank you for watching.